I suppose I'm ready. But, yeah. I'm just, waiting for the DLC to finish. So for tonight's stream, it's gonna be more Elden Ring, but we'll be getting to, Mech Warrior the next time I stream, so... yeah. I picked up the rest of them. I got the Razelhaig DLC... probably tomorrow. Provided I, feel like it. Yeah. My consistent schedule is Mondays and Tuesdays, and then every other days is kind of as I feel like it. But I plan on it. I want to stream tomorrow too. I want to stream pretty much every day, but sometimes tired and work and all that just. God. God dang it. I admit I needed a laugh. I needed... I mean... yeah. It's a pretty good way to get that happening. Yeah. Yeah. Oh god. I didn't activate the mobile platform. What am I doing? I'm not even professional. God, dang it. Oh my god, dude. Dang it. Yeah. I needed the laugh, honestly. Thanks, man. Been kind of getting beat up by work, so I need the laugh. Oh god. Appreciate it, bro. Thanks. God dang it. But yeah, I got the DLCs, or the rest of the DLCs I didn't have, and yeah, I'm waiting for them to finish downloading. I don't know why my Steam is pretty slow right now, but we're just gonna have you know, just gonna have a good time today, just doing the thing. But yeah. I also wanted to try and see if I can get a hold of a few mods for the game. Because I think it'd be pretty cool to have some clan mechs in there, but... I don't know. We'll see. I think it'd be pretty neat to do, just to have something a little extra to play around with. But... At some point in my in the campaign, I want to pick up a Highlander, since that's... I mean, yeah. That's very true. But yeah. I mostly just wanted to do the just have a good hangout today. Will be Steinerland? Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. At some point. Just pick up a Highlander, because that's the, I mean, they have the only manufacturer left. Yeah. But yeah, I really adore the Highlander, and I really... That's... You know what? Even when I was playing tabletop, the Highlander has always been, like, the constant. And I was always a big fan of the 735. Just... Oh god, that machine has been with me ever since I've done anything BattleTech. And I adore it to death. I still think I even somewhere have Marauder and Black Knight. Are that for you? Hell yeah. The Black Knight's a pretty swag machine too, especially if you can get the one that has the big sword. Let's see, for me it's the Highlander, and if I had to pick a second mech that's like that for me, it would probably be the Awesome. Yeah. So for me, it's either the Highlander or the Awesome. I don't know why, but the Awesome has always been fairly fixed in my mind too. Yeah. I just love assault mechs, man. I just love big, heavy assaults. Heavy or assault mech. Because I think if I look hard enough in my collection of minis, I probably still have the weird-looking, like, TV head Highlander that I kit bashed somewhere. Because my local hobby never had it, so I had to kit bash my own. Jenner and Havoc are your light babies. Nice. Along with the Firestarter. Hell yeah. I've never really had a favorite light mech. The closest I think would probably be the Raven. But that's a whole different, like, can of worms. Let's see. Yeah. I think also when I did, like, custom TROs for campaigns with some of my old gaming group, that's where I got the, LB10, the LB10X, and the SRM setup for my Highlanders. Plus, I just love the idea that you could jump up in the air and Goomba stomp other mechs to death. That made me happy back in the day. Just slam a mech down on the floor and just watch them go boom. It's not, but it's very satisfying. It's very satisfying if you can pull it off. You know what I mean? I have a lot of fun doing the Highlander burial. It's goofy. Charging has become a favorite and a satisfying thing. Yeah. I know that my best friend really liked the Hatamoto back then, and I called him a weeb. And we couldn't find any minis for him for that, so dude really wanted the one with the big Nodachi, though. The new model is awesome. Haven't seen the new minis, or very many of them. Like I said, if I dig back far enough in my collection, I could probably find the TV-headed Highlander that I used to like fielding. It was very goofy looking, but it was my goofy looking. My goofy looking boy. It's in the Somerset Striker pack? Okay. Oh yeah. I'll have to give that a look sometime. But yeah. Kind of in a, weird... What you need is a Nodachi mech. There you go. Let's see. Ah, dang it, I'm heavy. Ugh, fat roll. That's bad. Oh well. Can I bump up the endurance enough to at least mid-roll? No. But if I take the gloves off, that's not enough. Helm and gloves? Dang it. Okay, fine. That's fine. I'll have to just go get the Erd Tree Blessing. But yeah, no. Nodachi mech. That's awesome. Let's see, no. Other than the Highlander, I also really always loved the Awesome. I think I already said that, but... The Awesome is just... I mean... I think what drew me to it is just the fact that they were just straight up with it, and they're like, yeah. That's what this thing is. And... This is gonna sound weird, but I also really liked the... Let's see, 2 MRM 30, 0 PPC, SRM 2, first mech to have a sword and triple strength Mjolnir. Yep. That be Nodachi. Let's see, other than the Awesome, I also really enjoyed the... the catapult, just because I like the idea of a turret on legs. It's kind of goofy looking, but when you need something dead, the catapult will get you things dead. I think my old heavy assault lance that I made consisted of my custom Highlander, a couple of no, it didn't have a couple awesomes. It had an awesome, a catapult, and a stalker, which is just a bigger... it's just a bigger friggin' catapult, which makes me happy. But stalker is incredibly funny to field if you get the right variant out. What the heck is this? Oh, okay. No, I know what's going on. I need to get the hotbar ready. Alright. There we go. Hit the thing at the end of the hallway. Alright. I'm gonna have to ask you to quit that. Imp. Get out of here. Yeah. The Stalker is incredibly hilarious, especially if you can get it with the LRM setups. I love just having something that backs me up when I go full bombardment. And it's very goofy looking to me when I used to see my friends scramble around the map to get away. So in use Mech Warrior Online, they added an new Innersphere Omni Mech to the game. Oh god. They added the Gauntlet. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder why. Like, of all the mechs that they could have added, I wonder why that one. That's an interesting choice. Alright. You're seeing it now? I thought about jumping on Mech Warrior Online, but I'm kind of in a weird... That's 80 years ahead of the current timeline, yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, no. I thought about doing some Mech Warrior Online tonight, but my head wasn't really in it, so it's a better bushwhacker. That it is. You know what other mech I also had a really weird fondness for is the Rifleman. I'm not sure why. The Rifleman... the Rifleman just has this weird I'm a weapons platform vibe, and I'm here for it. I don't know. I just think it's also very interesting looking. Rifleman is a very... You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty hard for me to describe, but it has this, like... If I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to shoot you honestly kind of thing. Needs to have more energy-based or have more heat sinks. I agree. Okay, they're gonna gank me in the corner. It's fine. Alright. Oh, you guys are very powerful. Good job. Yeah, I think that it needs more energy-based weaponry as well. I agree. I also think that, like... I think it'd be pretty dope to see... Maybe this is just me, but I really want to see a more... Because most of the Rifleman setups, I think, are just kind of mid. Even though I like the mech platform itself. I just really want... Okay, you know what I want from... You know what I wanted for the longest time with the Rifleman? 5D is pretty alright, but... I just think it would be funny to have a full... like, either chem laser or regular laser barf setup with that thing. For the express purpose of, I'm going to alpha right into your face, and then... They do, but they're also really fun when they work. I know they're dumb and gimmicky. I just don't care. I think they're cool. Yeah. The potential of the weapon is incredible. The actual weapon is dumb. Do I care if the weapon's dumb, though? Not really. Plus, chem lasers are, silly. And I like me my silly. More or less, yeah. Okay, let's see. What other mech do I think is really dope? You know what? Despite the fact that I think it looks goofy, aesthetically, I really love the Hunchback. Especially if you can... Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware of this by the fact that I took a suggestion to get a Night Star in MechWarrior Online, and then you ripped into me for changing the weapon loadout. But yeah, no, I love the Hunchback. The Hunchback is very doofy looking, but I really, really love how you could turn it into a whoop machine. Just slap a bunch of the Hunchback you've learned is good. It is very good, even if it looks kind of doofy. And if you kit it out well, Hunchbacks can be a wub-wub machine, where you Alpha barf lasers. Yep. Exactly. 8 medium lasers. You look someone dead in the eye and then you blind them with your laser pointers. It's beautiful, man. It's gorgeous. It's what we love to see. Know me? Alright, I'm being a dork. I would like some upgrade material. Yeah. I think those would probably be my top picks for battle mechs. Honestly, too, the reason why I ran with a Vapor Eagle in MechWarrior Online was mostly purely for the aesthetics. And also because I could put PPCs on them. Or specifically so I can put a PPC on there. I'm getting kind of run ragged by work, so it's the other reason why I'm playing Elden Ring while I wait for my DLC, is because game is kind of my happy place. And I'm very grateful for the fact that you sent a couple of messages. Dude, your Vapor Eagle got its right leg blown off on Wednesday. Oh god. What'd you do to it, man? What'd you do? Still did better than the Mad Dog. Fair enough. Yeah. Work's kind of been running me ragged, so I'm a bit more out of it than normal. But streaming usually puts me in a better mood, so that's why I'm here. Do that. And also so I can now talk about my favorite battle mechs. But honestly, if I'm being totally honest, I don't really know much about the Vapor Eagle lore-wise. I just really like how it looks aesthetically, and that's why I picked it up for MechWarrior Online. Ammo explosion in the right torso, through armored crit to center torso, damage through the engine. 3 crits to engine led to a 10-up roll for... Oh god. Engine to explode and co-crit. Oh god. So you had the ultimate cocktail of... this thing is gonna fail one bit at a time. Good lord, sir. Your machine was not having a good day. The pilot went unconscious from 2 headshots. Then the ammo exploded. He was unconscious as he died. Well, at least it was painless, I guess. God dang. Oh my god. I hate fighting fallen star beasts. Oh no, it hurt like hell. Fair enough. Fair enough. Takayomi died for Clan Wolf like a bitch. Fair enough, I guess. His genes will not be spread. Fair enough. God dang, dude. But yeah, I don't really know much about the Vapor Eagle lore-wise. Just because, I don't know. I never really got into clan mechs. Growing up, I was almost always Inner Sphere. Then is the 1v1 machine for dueling. Alright. Fair enough. Oh wait, that didn't give me 6s. Dang it. It's done by Clan Steel Viper. Okay. It's a second line mech. But it has its moments. Alright. How's it run on tabletop? Like I said, I'm mostly an Inner Sphere boy. I don't know jack about clan mechs, actually. I know I like the Kodiak, and I know it went decent until your leg blew off. Because I've always been an Inner Sphere boy. Never really dabbled in clan stuff until I played MechWarrior Online, and realized that clan mechs are overpowered as frick. That's why I love the Kodiak so much. You was a star of clans versus 9 Inner Sphere mechs played by 4 players. Gotcha. Hang on, you'll send a picture of turn 2? Oh no. Why do I feel like it's going to look like a massacre? It's gonna look like a crime scene, my guy. Alright. Let's see. I guess while he's sending pictures... yeah. I really need to get back into tabletop. I miss... But I don't have anyone here to play with, so... I'd probably just end up collecting the minis and painting them just for my own health, I guess. No, it looks like the reverse of that Piper Perry meme. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Let's see where this goes. Oh! Okay. Well then. Well, dang, dude. Roll on a couch surrounded by... Oh, yeah, I see that. Oh god. What the frick, man? That's, Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my goodness. What the frick? Oh my. That's... The 9-inner was played by 4 different players. Okay. That was... You know, I was gonna estimate that to be a 17 or a 15k game, but... Huh. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's brutal. That's a little bit brutal, my guy. Holy frick. Did you at least get lube? before you got reamed that hard? Is there lube at least? Jesus Christ. Oh wait, I don't have the other medallion half. What am I doing? Oh. Oof. Oof. Woof. Jesus Christ. Well, I think after that, your pilot, in his next reincarnation, he crippled a grasshopper, the Ost Scout, and the Marauder. Everything else... You don't say. You don't say. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, ow. That's painful. Eben Jaguar took no damage. Of course it didn't. Alright, let's see. And the Timberwolf whiffed all but 3 shots. Marauder IIC was the MVP. Alright. Yeah, like I said, I wish that Battletech was more of a thing where I live. Because I think it'd be awesome to play it, but there's literally no one around me that plays it, so... Nailed 80% of your clan ER PPC shot? Hell yeah. That is how it's done. I always approve of well-placed PPC shot. Especially if you can splash a lot with it. You know what? If I ever get back into tabletop, I need to find all of your mechs were 3/4. Nice. Tell you what, though. If I ever get back into tabletop, I might just collect the minis for my own health. Because there's no one here to play with. But I think it would be cool just to build a dream team. And then just paint them up, look good. Small town? Just lack of interest. Everyone where I live is more interested in 40k, which I used to be, but I always thought that Battletech was cooler, so... I always thought Battletech was cooler, so I just... Apparently GW shot themselves in the foot again recently. Oh god, what did they do now? They do everything wrong. How do they do more wrong? Now is the perfect time to get those guys into it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Because like I said, there's just lack of interest. No idea, it's something stupid again. I mean, to be perfectly real, the thing that kind of got me away from 40k in the first place is just how stupid a lot of the competition, like the competitive scene was here. And just how absolutely, So for context, I played more during the Wardian times when Ultras and Grey Knights were getting their wieners licked. So every army I went up against was either Ultras, generic Marines, or Grey Knights. That's all it was. And I was a Chaos Guardsman player. And let me tell you, trying to field Armageddon Steel Legion against Grey Knights, or trying to field Chaos against Grey Knights, started at the end of 7th, so Eldar and Tau were broken. You started as Guard. Oh, thank God I wasn't the only Guardsman out there. But yeah, no, I started with Guard, and I started with, Chaos. And then 8th was a decent start, then it got awful. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Dude, 8th was fine, and then 9th was a mess. Which is a shame because I was kind of into the lore at the time, but I was a kind of guy who wanted to field both Adeptus Mechanic. You know, okay, so you know what the biggest nut punch is for me? Is that since I was a young fat guy, I wanted to play Sisters of Battle, and I wanted to play Adeptus Mechanicus, but there were no official rules. So the closest you got are, like, custom-made, homebrew Guardsman-ish. And if you wanted anything close to Sisters, you basically had to work with these stupid pewter models that barely sold anything. And they were technically Inquisition, so you didn't even get a full army, and you had to do ally rules. Local groups are all Adepticon tournament runners. These guys consistently made the top 20-30 player at Adepticon. Oh god. They min-max the fuck out of their list. You know what sucks, though? But, yeah, though, here's the thing. Now that I've been long since quit from 40k, I'm like, oh, so now there's Battle Sisters, and now there's Adepticon, Not Adepticon, there's Adeptus Mechanicus. It pissed you off. It pisses me off, trust me. Because now I'm like, oh, look, the two factions I wanted to play almost a decade too late. Now that I don't care. Thanks, G-dubs. Dicks. I got so mad, dude. I was like, really? of course it's when I quit that they release the armies I actually want to play. And what's funny is that one of my buddies in real life was like, who's really, really into 40k, is like, hey, are you gonna do Kill Team? They have sisters now. They have admechs now, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. I already sold my armies when I quit. I don't want to play more and pay an arm and a leg. You only buy the minis to use for RPG play. I'm going to tell you something funny. Because I feel it's relevant. Just so that I could say that I finally finished one 40k RPG, I played a Deathwatch game. I built my own mini for my character on Hero Forge. I was like, I'm not giving G-Dubs money. I have the free pirated PDF that I had back in the day. I have the ability to kit bash on Hero Forge. G-Dubs can cup my nuts. Frankly speaking, G-Dubs can suck it. So, actually, hang on, I'm going to take a brief break just so that I could show my mini that I made on frickin' Hero Forge. So I finished a Deathwatch game. And my Deathwatch game was pretty dope. My game master was awesome. Who let me swing pretty much the stupid fanfic character that I always wanted to make. And so, what I made... one second... window capture... What is it doing now? Please. Please, OBS, cooperate with me. Yeah. So, this is my mini. Yes. So, wait. Let me... I keep forgetting every time I minimize. I kit bashed my own mini. And my dude was a librarian devastator who ended up becoming a Primaris because the DM decided that was a thing he wanted to do to my character. And also, the dude has all divination powers. Only divination. Psi-reactive crystal in the scope. He was Borkin, and I had fun. And I didn't give G-Dubs a dime, because I was petty. I had pirated the books. I'm not ashamed to admit that. And if they come after me because I said that out loud, then too bad. I think it's morally correct to do that. Considering that they're dicks. And they don't give a shit about their player base anyway, so fuck it, let's go. I'll get those books however I want. So anyway, that is Brother Asterius. My librarian dreadnought. Not librarian dreadnought. My librarian devastator. Nope. I think they discontinued them, if I recall correctly, but... Yeah, so... My game master was really dope. He let me do so much with that character, and I had a lot of fun with it. Basically being... They did when you started? Okay. Confirmed. But, yes. I finished an entire Deathwatch campaign, just to say that I have finished a a 40k RPG all the way through.
You are no ordinary tarnished.
And the best part is,
Proven. The volcano manor will fully
my
extend
character
its invitation.
actually ended up...
Amongst
I actually ended up
being
being able to field a dreadnought because Asterius died at one point. So he went from a librarian devastator to a librarian dreadnought, and I felt awesome. And I felt even more awesome because I didn't give G-dubs a dime to do it. And I will boast about this. It's the one thing in life I could feel kind of proud of. You know what? Even though I'm never gonna play another 40k tabletop RPG, just because I refuse to buy the books, and I don't know where I can reliably pirate them now. I don't know, there's just something about the new 40k stuff that I think is just absolutely bonkers stupid, so I'm just glad that I got out when I did. And that I was able to say goodbye to 40k in a meaningful way, for me at least. Reliably pirate? Yes. Do I want to put in the effort for that, though? No. I don't feel like it. I'd rather get myself more BattleTech stuff. Go back to my roots. That's how I want to do. I think it'd be cool to actually run a small campaign. I know I could. Yeah, no, I do think it'd be pretty neat to see if there'd be anyone in my area that'd be interested to do some BattleTech, but
Give me your high will prick.
I don't know. I don't know how to convince 40k players to actually jump games. Maybe it will work and they're disillusioned now. Who knows? Here's a small... Just talk to the Mechanicus guys. Okay, you bring up a good point. The problem is that everyone in my area... Show them the TV show. Here's the problem, though. Is that most of the guys that play in my area now are all just, like, teens to 20s guys who show them the Catgirls of Canopus. God dang it, you're right. Can't resist that, can they? Yeah, but they're like teens to 20s guys who, unfortunately, yeah. I do know you're right in that. Yeah, teens to 20s, they got into 40k because they think it's edgy and they think it's fun. They think it's edgy and it's awesome, and to be fair, like, I fell into that trap too when I was about their age. You send those guys the good stuff and it's gotten, like, triple the players. Alright, fair enough. But here's the other thing, too. Most of the guys in my area are also, like, huge Space Marine players. That like to field the big, stupid... like, battlefield commanders. I can name at least 6 people in my area who play Black Templars because they want to show them power armor. Alright. Yeah, no, they like to... I can name like 6 different dudes in my area who love playing Black Templars or Grey Knights. And I'm like, you guys are boring. You guys suck. You didn't even pick the fun 40k factions. You picked Babby's first edgelord chapters. You want to be the big bad Paladino. To quote to quote Fleekazoid, "Oh, you want to wear black because you think it looks cool? Well, guess what? You have no dick and no balls." That's right, the Black Templars practice Dick Chopicus Offitorium. You got into Marines because you didn't want Xenos and was tired of watching my guard get nuked. See, that's why I played Armageddon Steel Legion, because it gave me access to vehicles. Because when most people play guard, they play Cadians, or they play Kazarkin, or they play Ogryn. I played Armageddon Steel Legion, which gave me access to breacher drills, so I can deep strike anywhere I want on the map, and field a bunch of stupidly powerful artillery. And, all I'm gonna say is this. I don't care what your Marines can do when they're staring down the barrel of a demolisher cannon. When they're staring down the barrel of a demolisher cannon or manticore batteries. Sure, you can get a few Marines in range to probably kill my guys, but guess what? I have a whole group more of them. Use the Lehman Russ with the giant machine gun turret? Sure, you could do that too. I always had that option. I got 45 by 3 shots a turn. Yup. See, here's the thing, too. I just like giant weaponry. And also, because I really liked using them back then, I also just really loved Purifier plasma cannons. No, not plasma cannons, Purifier flamers. That's what they were. You can mount them to the side of, you could mount them to the side of tanks. And, you just watched enemies die. Yes. Actually, I think the funniest thing that ever happened was I was playing one of my buds who was running Black Templars. And I wanted to see how far they could run across the map before my artillery barrages got them. And I was able to take out his Emperor's Champion, and I was able to take out a lot of his Sword Brothers before they broke my front line. I lost that match, but god dang it, I took all of their I took all his hero units. The funny thing is that old 40k too, if you played on objective, you could still win even if you didn't have very many units on the field, simply because as long as you have an allied vehicle or some kind of presence near objectives, you still won victory points and you still win. So, sure, my buddy killed all of my guys, but because I still had a breacher drill nearby from when I deep struck in, like, maybe 3 turns ago, I still won. Didn't make any dang sense, but I thought it was fun. It's also why Armageddon Steel Legion is goated. I thought about also the fact that even though I got a lot of crap for playing Armageddon Steel Legion, because people were always like, "Oh well, that's just bargain bin Death Corps of Krieg," and I'm like, you guys are dumb. You don't get it. The vehicles are what make that faction, not the endless waves of manically crazy bayonet stabbing nut jobs from a nuclear hellhole planet. Sorry, I've been ranting about 40k for a bit because of how dumb it is. But that's how I used to play 40k. Is I deliberately went against the grain because I was like, you guys are boring. Hell, even my Chaos army, I didn't field very many Chaos Space Marines. Because I think... So, here's a fun... Hold on a sec, guys. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so when you are... Yeah, back in the day, you couldn't really field specific, like, traitor legions. Not that I wanted to anyway, because I thought that was boring. But... Sorry, I have a bias against Space Marines. I think they're boring. Even in Chaos form. Even if the Chaos forms are a little bit cooler. But only because they look like they belong on a metal album cover. But, yeah, no, I barely fielded any Chaos Marines, and the Chaos Marines I did field were because I took a Mark of Tzeentch for my army. Because I wanted Rubric Marines. Because Rubric Marines, when you plant them on an objective, do not move. And they are disgustingly hard to remove from said objective. Like, it's actually kind of incredible. It's actually kind of incredible to watch people throw themselves against my defenses when I was on objective. Because my Rubrics would just hunker down, not move, and they would absolutely raffle stomp anything that got too close. And was stupid enough to get that close. Because warp fire bolters were a thing back then. Now, the reason why they weren't good, big air quotes, is because they had crap movement. I would argue that all Marines had crap movement, which means that it didn't really matter anyway, but, you know, numbers don't lie. So, whenever I would play my Chaos army, the way that I would do it is I had, for my HQ, nothing but Rubric Terminators and a Chaos Sorcerer. And what I would do is I would run my guys to objective, deep strike them in, have my cultist tar pit, because I preferred running cultists instead of actual other Chaos Marines. So I would have cultist with a bomb collar, close combat weapon, and a las pistol. And guess what? They would run right in, die for me, so that my enemies couldn't move, and then my Rubrics would just sit on objective, and my opponents couldn't do anything. And the funniest part about that is that, god dang it, they would try. But if you took very specific psychic powers, you also could mitigate half of what your opponent could do to you. Especially if they were well, I should say, unless they were playing Grey Knights. Because if they were boring and were playing Grey Knights, your army was already screwed from the beginning, Chaos or no. But if you were playing Chaos, like I was, you were especially boned. Because, you know, reasons. And also because of Matt Ward. Sorry, did I go on too long about about how bitter I got about 40k? I agree. I agree vehemently. That man is a clown, and everything he produced went to crap. Oh, fair enough. Sorry, I thought I droned on too long about... He's... don't tell me that. Good lord. That man couldn't write to save himself. That man couldn't write himself out of a cardboard box. Like, there's few things... Like, I think I've been tempered in my age. But I remember when I was a lot younger, I was far more passionate about arguing about 40k and mechanics and shit. I'm starting to feel the gray in my beard, as so to speak. But yeah, no, I'm very much kind of in a spot right now where I know I could probably, or I guess there's no harm in trying to get some of the guys to come around to BattleTech, but I honestly don't know how many of them would. And that is just because these guys clutch their 40k minis and their lore and all that like they're pearls. And I have yet to see one of them. You've convinced a dozen people to it. Yeah. I think the other thing too is that at my local hobby shop, the BattleTech stuff is sitting right next to the Gunpla. And most of the people that go in there are either Gunpla weebs or they're very much 40k guys. And the 40k section is stupidly big. And the most you can get out of, like, the BattleTech section at any given time is 1 or 2, maybe, lance boxes. Gunpla guys into it. I don't think that they would like it. They are hardcore weeb. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. They might get a kick out of House Kurita. Because that's the BattleTech equivalent of Glorious Nippon Steel. Okay, you know what? I take it back. They might get a kick out of it. I mean, I do Gunpla too, but I usually like to do, like... Okay, so here's the thing that infuriates most of the people. Don't forget the Gundam game is coming out soon. Oh yeah, that's right. Gunpla, or a Gundam tabletop game. Now that's a game I really want to know how it does. Because I don't know how many Gunpla guys actually want to play tabletop Gundam. Because that game would be so stupidly broken. Now, I am a huge Gundam nerd, I will admit. No, I mean, no shot. Look at my model, but... I always preferred, like, the more, like, grunt suit-looking guys. Just because, I don't know, there's so much more character to a grunt suit than there is to this big, stupid hero unit. It's also partly why I love BattleTech so much, because you don't, like, yes, you get hero mechs and you get, like, unique builds and all that, but for the most part, you kind of get the sensation that everyone's on the same, like, the same overall, like, playing field, I guess I want to say. where it feels like every mech is a grunt mech to a degree. Like, even the hero mechs are subjected to the same rules and same overall limitations. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but even when I build my gunplay units, I normally only have a bunch of, like, grunt suits. Like, from the last Witch from Mercury game, or the last Witch from Mercury kit that I bought a Zowart. I don't really want any of the, like, beams. I don't really want any of, like, the big beam spammy aerial mechs, or the Gundams themselves. Because, don't get me wrong, they look cool, but there's something about the Zowart and the Demi Trainers that just looked sick. They look like something that should be more in an industrial zone than an actual, like, Gundam Academy, you know? Ah, darn it. I hate fighting falling star beasts. Oh well. I'm thinking about trying out Night Rain too, but the mechanics of that game do not look like something I'm interested in at all. So, yeah. That was me going on a diatribe of me being an old man about my games. And how much I love grunt mechs. That's why my only, actually, you know what? I'm gonna fully admit right now that the only reason why I love the Highlander is because of the old art and the old model. It looks like it has a TV for a head. And I thought that was dope. I also love the old art for Battletech so much. It has a level of jank to it that I like. Newer art's cool too, but I love how stupid some of the old designs look. It looks like something that would come out of a weird Saturday morning cartoon. And at one point, I guess, did come out of a Saturday morning cartoon. As evidenced by the animated one that we watched on stream that one day. Ugh, God. I would appreciate it if this falling star beast would just die gracefully. Instead of being a butt. Oh, of course. You know what I think is interesting, too? Completely off topic, by the way. Is that Zuli the Witch at one point imported a model from Armored Core into Elden Ring just to see how big an Armored Core would be compared to the lands between. And those suckers are big. I mean, no shot. It's a giant mech, but I was just kind of blown away by how big. It was pretty nutty. I was like, God dang, really? Okay, what did I do to deserve going to the circus? Let's see. Actually, if there's one franchise I wish had a tabletop, it's Armored Core, especially like the older generation Armored Core games. Because I think that's a series that's ripe for tabletop interactions. Especially if you go the Nexus. Especially if you go like Nexus and I've never heard of Armored Core Tabletop, but if it exists and it's not like homebrew, that's pretty sick, I think. Because it has potential. The thing is, though, is that I feel like for it to work, what needs to happen is oh god, how would it work? Because ACs are far more modular than like full-on battle mech. You know what? No, actually, if you go the older generations, I guess, back to a Nexus and Last Raven. Yeah, especially if you go like older Armored Core, you could get away with it. And the cool thing is for older ones, you have more customization options, because in Armored Core 6, don't get me wrong, it's a good game and it's awesome, but it doesn't have anywhere near the level of customization that the older games did. And there was something just charming about how the ACs used to work, because they weren't fast unless you explicitly made like a light AC with hover legs, or just really light biped or really light reverse joint. Japanese only tabletop RPG? Huh. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna have to look that up, because that sounds kinda cool, but I wonder how janky it is. Because there's no way it actually works out that good. Or maybe I'm just being cynical in my old age. No idea, but it came out in February. Is it a new thing? Huh. What is this? Okay. I mean, if it's good, I'd be into it, but I'm hoping it's good. Dang. Okay, I didn't know this. Apparently there is an Armored Core RPG. Or we'll find out in a second, because it came out February. Like, recent February, or Japan only? Okay. Of course. Now, my next question is it this past February? Okay. So that potentially answers a couple of questions I might have. Because presumably it's about Armored Core 6. Because I can't see them... Or, I don't know. Because the older Armored Core games would be ripe for it. It would be very similar... It would be very similar to BattleTech, but with less corporations and with more opportunities to customize the AC, which I think would be dope, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. That's weird. That's weird, but I'm into it. Because I'm also thinking of how, like, in Armored Core 6, all you have really for... Like, you can fully customize the frame of the AC and all that. And you can do some of the internals, but back in the day... God. Make me sound like an old man, why don't you? Me. But back in the days of like Armored Cores 1 through Last Raven, you could customize everything from the not just the generator that you got, but also the radiator, your fire control system, your targeting systems. You could change around the internals to do different things, like launching decoy drones, or let's see, one of them was launching decoy drones, one of them was an anti-missile system. The group that did this RPG also did the Dark Souls and Elden Ring RPGs. Gonna confess something. I didn't know that was a thing either. I know there was a tabletop game for Dark Souls, but I didn't know they had a tabletop RPG. I guess it makes sense. I don't know how they'd play on tabletop, but I guess you can get away with it. Saw 2 physical copies of Dark Souls. Oh. Yeah, no, I'm gonna confess, I didn't know that was a thing either. That's interesting, okay. I know that someone made a homebrew Bloodborne-like book for D&D 5th edition, but I was not aware of this. I'm learning a lot tonight. Because I've only really... Here's the weird thing, though, is that now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I'd want a Dark Souls RPG. I don't think I'd want a Dark Souls RPG. I do think an Elden Ring one would be interesting, given how much, like, lore exists. But Dark Souls feels like it exists in this own... I don't know. Read some of the rules for the Dark Souls one. Okay, how's that one work? How's it work? It used 5e as a basis. Okay, that makes sense considering how universal it is. I mean, it's Dark Souls. Are you shocked? A game that's advertised as prepare to die. The core book is 500 plus pages. Oh, Jesus. You know what's funny is that for the last 3 years I've been working on my own. Literally. I've been working on my own tabletop RPG. And yes, it is centered around mechs. Big shocker there, I know. I kind of work on it off and on as my mood. Like, depending on my mood. Here's your nail-covered dildo, sire. But yeah, no, I've been working on my own. And I don't know how good it actually is, because I've never done any kind of real game design. You know what? It's Dark Souls. You gotta go with the Carolina Reaper lube. Cajun's just too mild. If you're gonna be a Lord of Fire, you're gonna have to heat that sucker up. It's a worse pepper. I know, but you gotta ease them into it. I know what Pepper X is. It's ridiculous. I know what it is. I'm a connoisseur of hot foods, my guy. It's ridiculous. Why, yes, it is. It also looks absolutely horrific. But to go back to tabletop RPGs and me making one, like I said, I haven't actually ever made something quite like it before. I just sort of took the mechanics I thought worked good in other ones With or without blood tonight. It's Dark Souls. You always have blood. But, yeah. I just took the mechanics I thought would work good. And then just made my own thing. One thing I was experimenting with, actually, is a, So, one thing that I always thought was, very good, my lord. Prepare thy anus. But one thing that I always thought would be funny to do in in a tabletop RPG is to make it so that a nat 1 isn't necessarily a failure, but it's a success with a catch. So something that's like something really messed up will happen to you, but technically you'll succeed. Technically. So in the system that I built, that's what it is. That's one of the mechanics, is that if you get the equivalent of a nat 1, the GM will offer you a deal you can't refuse, almost. And that deal is, you'll succeed, but you may in fact be absolutely fubbernucked if you do. Basically the mechanical equivalent of that, yeah. Come on, bear. You'll do it, but the GM now gets to slide a figure in your ass for an hour. Oh, God. I think the example I gave specifically was the players are trying to stop, like, a moving train or a tram. But then what happens is that someone rolls a catch. So the cargo train that they were trying to stop, you can stop it, but it destroys like 50% of it destroys 50% of the cargo, and it crashes the train so that it's inoperable. Jesus Christ. Why Andrew? Is there something you want to talk about, buddy? What did Andrew do to you? That wasn't Angelina. Okay, fair enough. God dang it. That's funny. Alright. I mean... yeah. Let's not do that. There's enough scumbags on the internet, I don't think I'd want to add to it. Let's see. Oh, where's the other ones? Do I look like Quentin Tarantino to you? Dude, Quentin Tarantino's a wild film director. Just the fact that he casted himself in his own movie so he could get in with, like, famous models and actresses' feet. That's wild to me, man. It's like, Jesus, dude. Chill. Alright, I made this roll so no one else can do. The roll requires me to suck your toes while pouring beer down your legs. Yep. God damn it. Oh, that's wild, my dude. Oh, that's funny. Tarantino's wild as hell. Okay. Tree Sentinel, chill out. Alright. But how badly do I want this roll? Cranes forward while crying. God dang. God damn. And every night, Tarantino thinks of the Stompers. And every night, Tarantino thinks about the Stompers he could have had. Good lord. Oh my goodness. Alright. Got those. I do not want to fight another falling star beast, but let's go. Jesus. Now that, you know what? You know what I think would be an interesting board game? It's a board game where you have to play as the voices in Quentin Tarantino's head. And you have to try and cast a movie. You're the voices in Quentin Tarantino's head. So the game Paranoia. Yes, but with Quentin Tarantino. With 130% more Quentin Tarantino. And the idea is you have to make a movie. But the way the game is set up is that you can't tell anyone at the table what voice you are in Tarantino's head. And you have to try and, like, figure out... And you have to try and convince the Tarantino body to do something. Using dice rolls. And you can, like, wager dice to up your chances, but the more you wager, the less likely you are to win at the end of the game. Yeah, it's basically We Are All John, but... It's basically We Are All John, except We Are All Quentin. Yeah. That's basically what I was referencing. Everyone gets the foot fetish. Good lord. Somehow he has to put in a scene where you play These Boots Are Made for Walking. And it has to have Uma Thurman in it. But that's a card that's a card or ability you can only play once per game. Is Uma Thurman. It's like we only ever draw feet. Well, this is Everybody is Quentin, so... Unfortunately, Andrew, you're gonna have to deal with... You're gonna have to deal with it. Alright. Oof. At least this one isn't the fully grown Falling Star Beast. Okay. Unfortunately, Andrew, you're gonna... Fox Piss? And this particular movie that we made in Everybody is Tarantino is Goodwill Bunyan. God dang it. Jesus Christ. It's terrible. God. Sorry, there's this fucking video going around of drink from a straw and guess the drink going around. And all the straws connect to the the fox piss. God, what? It's gross. Jeepers. Coyote piss? Okay, that's more acceptable. I was worried that the non-existent furries would get too excited there. This is why bottled. That says government issue coyote piss. Government ration 82 CP. But that sounds terrible, sir. Why would you have that? I mean coyote piss, you weirdo. Why is this bunker full of coyote piss? Vault-Tec. Yep. 100%. That's funny. God, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about Fallout, the more you think about fucking Vault-Tec and all of the weird shit that it did, we wanted to see how long a colony could last if all they had to drink was coyote piss. You know what, though, for Vault-Tec, that's not at all a shocking experiment if they chose to do that. Because what I was about to say was that, like, now that I'm thinking about Fallout, they did some whack shit. There is some whack shit in, like, Vault-Tec specific lore. Oh yeah, let's stick a guy in a... Let's just stick one man in a room full of, like... What was it, like... It was like Vault 69, where it was... Well, one of them was puppets. One of them was like a panther and something else. And then one of them was just one guy, one male and like 69 females or something like that. But there was indeed one where it's one panther, 13 guys, and 7 women. Okay, yeah, that's it. But yes, indeed, there was one where it was literally a box, one man and a crate of puppets. And he went insane when the king was murdered. 69 is one man and 999 women. That's it. Yeah. 68 is one woman and 999 men. Oh god. I bet that one devolved pretty quick. See, I know one of them was a weird eugenics one where it was a bunch of children that had to be trained as child soldiers and all their parents were like shot. I know you can find it in like Fallout 3. It's pretty fucked up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So let's just get these kids all locked up in a vault. 15 was full of religious groups that hated each other. God damn it. Yeah, there was that one. That's the one that founded the NCR. Yep. I was like, that sounds familiar. But I can't recall. See, I know one of them... And I know it was in New Vegas. 11 kept the door partly open. Oh yeah, to let radiation leak in. I think one of them was a vault that was dedicated to plants, and it was in New Vegas. So it was one that was strictly dedicated to like the cultivation of these plants, and then it ended up turning people into 23, yes. And it ended up turning people into these weird Venus flytrap people. One of them was from Fallout 4. And it's the one where everyone was put into a one of the brain bot guys that I can't remember the name of. And no one could remember who they were anymore. Which I thought was pretty messed up. I was like, Jesus, okay. That vault was directly stolen from a New Vegas mod. Like, really? I really am learning a lot tonight. Jesus, I didn't know that. Huh. And of course, Bethesda pocketed all the frickin' money. I bet. Gave no credit. Because of Todd Howard. Go figure. Well, that's lame. Alkesta Breach did a whole playthrough of it. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. And they didn't even do the story justice. Okay, so I know the Fallout 4 version of it, where it's like a bunch of rich people who got into a vault, get bored every century or so, and swap hats, basically. What's the what's the mod version, like the original version? Because I'm very curious now. Because I'm willing to bet you the mod story was freaking awesome. Been like 12 years, can't recall. Fair enough. I'll probably Google it later. But, yeah. I just thought that that vault was weird and screwed up and actually really, really cool. Because I was like, okay, that's an interesting setup, especially if you bring Nick there. Because now you have like this noir detective guy to try and figure out a murder mystery among all of these brain bots who don't even remember who they originally were. And you have to kind of piece together this weird mystery because one of them turns up dead. And I'm like, I remember playing through it and I was like, huh. You know, Fallout 4 hasn't done much for me, but this is actually kind of cool. I also liked how they did power armor in 4, more than I liked in the older games, to be perfectly honest. Because I like the idea of it being this, like, big clunky thing that you have to, like, undo a hatch to get into. But I also kind of missed the fact that you couldn't do power armor training anymore. Because power armor is supposed to be this big, monstrous thing that you get into to make yourself better. So I liked that it felt more like a mech in the newer games, but I also wish that they had done something where, like, you had to get a proficiency for it, or like power armor training, in order to use it correctly. And I also kind of missed the medic power armor, where it talked to you. Actually, you know what I think would have been funny? Is if you could get the stealth suit from Old World Blues and Fallout New Vegas and put that voice into some power armor. That would be pretty cool. I know there's probably a mod for it somewhere out there, but having that in Fallout 4 would be very interesting. Let's see. Let's talk to the dog boy. Get down here, Blythe. We need to have words. Yep, yep, yep. We need to get Darrowell. Thank you very much for telling me. Yeah, no. I also remember playing a really fun Fallout board game where you played as a wastelander and you went around the map and random shit just happened all the time. And it was the kind of game where you could either team up with the other players in the game or you could try and dick each other over. One of the characters was a super mutant, so you could absolutely try and dick everyone over and do it well. And it actually lended to your playstyle if you did. There we go. Sorry, I wanted to see if I could kill Darrowell before Blythe actually spawned in.
This is where it ends for you.
Just because I think it would be interesting to do. Alright. Here we go. Got a somber smithing stone. Fantastic. Time we parted ways. Alright, Blythe. You ain't half bad. Good boy. You a good boy. Alright, what next? Oh yeah, I needed to... Found it? Alright. Well, while I think about things, why don't we watch a video? The mod was called Autumn Leaves. It's a long mod. Okay. Oh, I see. Owl chest breach. Alright, well, tell you what. I'm gonna save it to my library so I can watch it later. I think it took like 6 hours to finish. Oh god. Well, fair enough. It's fully voiced. Oh, shit. Okay. I see. I see. I see. Watching an episode. Actually streams on Twitch too. Oh, okay. Let's see. I think this is the way to get the Ash of War I want for my weapon, but for some reason I'm a little bit hazy. He's been doing Fallout content since 2010. Oh god, okay. Fair enough. Here we go. Yep, that's the Ash of War I wanted. I forgot that I had to jump down here to get it. God dang it. Alright. I don't really want to do that. There's the Crier Breach mod someone made that replaces the Atomic Wrangler Crier with his clone. What? Okay. That's interesting. Man, you know what? I really love New Vegas. New Vegas was such a cool Fallout game. Come on down to the Atomic Wrangler. We got Age of Empires 1. Alright. Alright, there we go. He did. I kind of wish that Armored Core was more of a thing than it was. I know that there's a busting PvP scene for it right now, but... Or not as much as it used to be, I guess. I just wish the PvP was a little bit more active on PlayStation, because... what's funny is that I really wanted to... at one point, I really wanted to do a lot more Armored Core PvP, but it just never ended up happening. Because a lot of the PvP for Armored Core right now is either on PC or it's on, like, or you have to play Armored Core 4 on an emulator. And I don't really feel like doing that, so I never really got into Armored Core PvP, but I really wanted to... Here's some fun lore. I originally wanted to be an Armored Core dedicated channel, but I decided not to, just because... I mean, Armored Core lore exists already, and he's like 90 times better than I am at this stuff, so I ended up just not doing it. Just being like, you know what, I'm going to do it. This is going to be a whatever I want kind of thing. That's the deal. Now, let's see. I think I already... Did I already beat a Shard Bearer? No, I haven't. Okay, before I go to Round Table Hold, I need to beat 2 Shard Bearers, and I know which ones I'm going after. And I forgot to put my Ash of War on, but that's alright. I have one more grace before... Alright, come on. Yeah. Stop it. Cease, bird. The bird was really starting to get me. Alright. Good for you, Nefeli. I'm glad you feel this way. I don't know why birds and dogs in Souls games always get me, but... Pfft. They're always the most annoying of the enemies. The bird is the word. Indeed. I'm so glad that I have so much poise with this. I can't remember if to advance Nefeli Lu's quest if I have to summon her for the boss or not. I don't really want to, because I like fighting Godric on his own, but... You know what, screw it. If I mess up the quest line, so be it. I like fighting Godric by himself. By myself. And I still didn't put the Ash of War on there. Oh well. I'm also stupidly over-leveled for the fight, so... Whew. Gonna have to ask you to chill. Alright. You now have a dragon for a arm. Finish with riposte. And style. Nice. You are dead. Alright, Godric, quit monologuing. We don't care. Alright. There we go. We're looking good. Talking about games that I miss, I also miss Dawn of War and Dawn of War Dawn of War 2. I don't know why, but old RTS games used to be my jam. They don't make them like they used to. Maybe I'm just being dumb, old, and nostalgic, but that's where I'm at. It'd be nice to replay one of the old Dawn of War games, but I can't make them work on my computer. Because old software. They did remaster the games. Oh, did they? Now, did they remaster them correctly? Is the real question. 2 weeks ago? Oh. Alrighty then. Because I really liked Retribution. And for some reason I've been jonesing to play Retribution again. Especially the Orc campaign. I don't know why, but the Orc campaign was really fun, man. Alright. Alright. We have a trailer, alright. Well, thank you for pointing that out to me. I am very glad to know that it exists. And Moongrum has to, get dunked on, kid. I will not tolerate his cheek. I parried your spells back into your face, boy. That noble got shivved in the ribs. And now we're going to open this shortcut and immediately go fight not Rolana. Renala. God, I can't talk. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Whoa. I guess before we fight her, I could watch the trailer. Huh. Huh. Look at this old cutscene redone. Definitive edition. Okay. Original game. Oh, it's pretty looking. Oh my god. Oh, the nostalgia's hitting right now. Look at him. Oh my god. Nice. They kept the janky animations. I'm pleased. Ooh. Nice. Oh, look at that Necron. Oh, they really made the Necrons look cool. Nice. Battle Sisters. You know what I really loved back in old Dawn of War 2? Not Dawn of War 2, but Dawn of War as well. I guess is that it really gave you a sense of how big a guard regiment could actually be because of how many dudes you could put on the battlefield. Oh, look at that. That's cool. Okay. Most you could get for Gorgard was a 200-man company. But still, it gave you a really good scale of how many dudes were actually crammed into a unit. You know? Dang, that was cool. Okay. Well, I now have something to look forward to. Finally allow Marines to a 10-man squad instead of 9. If they don't, then at the bare minimum, there's going to be a mod for it. And when that mod happens, that's going to be pretty fantastic. Oh, come on. There we go. Get down here. And now I'm gonna beat up this lady in front of all of her kids. I hit her so much. She exploded all over my face. Oh, that's annoying. I was hoping to one-cycle her, but that's alright. Get back down here. We ain't done yet. Get down here. I heard no bell. Alright, now here comes the annoying part of the fight, where I have to actually fight a wizard. Oh, she tried. She tried to do her moonlight attack. And she just tried to summon on me that little chicken. You know what? I'm gonna style on you. Riposte. No magic for you. No magic for you. Get Shrek'd, lady. I don't care about your wizard fan fiction. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna run right past you too. All disrespect. All the disrespect. You get no respect. Alright. Now I want to put the Dragoon dive on here and keep my cold weapon. Because I love this Ash of War. It's so cool looking. And I'm going to test it out a couple of times just because I like looking at it. Yeah. There we go. Fantastic. That's what I'm looking for. Alright. More endurance so that I can actually wear my armor without fat rolling, because I want to put the helmet on. Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Lame. I don't have enough yet. What's the matter with you, dude? Alright, you know what? I can fix this. I can fix it. It's how we gon' be. That's how we do. Alright, let's see. Gonna sell these remembrances. I'm gonna burn all of my hard runes right here. Because why not? Screw it. I did all the cheese in the last time I streamed Elden Ring. Okay. I'll get myself up to 32 on both of these. Now can I wear the helmet? Yes, I can wear the helmet. Fantastic. I can now adequately wear my helmet and use my weapon without fat rolling. Fantastic. Alright. Alright, bitch. I'm going home.
Very well. Let
I don't know why I have Boondocks on my brain right now. Maybe it's a sign I need to go rewatch old shows. A pimp named Slickback. That's really funny. Oh, hey, look, it's you.
I apologize for any offense. So,
Here's the bitch that gives me a hug.
the mission that is it happened.
Oh, she's, hang on.
I once wish the world as you'd better amend thy urge.
Alright. Well, Mr. No Legs, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop talking.
No need to. They were conceived in the past.
Yep. The one that gives you a hug and also saps a little bit of your health for a poise increasing item.
Greetings, great champion. Called by grace. I am Circumgreat's champion. Perhaps in doing so, I am sure
You are indeed funny. Let's see. Yep, this is the hug. This is the hug, lady. Bitch, I need a hug. Is me now here.
you are very warm. What you felt light up inside you was a
There, that was just for you, man. You got a hug.
I will take.
I have no use for the actual item that she gives, because it lowers your max health, but... I have no use for the actual item she gives, so... Just gonna use it right away. And you know what? Let's be very immature. Hang on. Yeah, no, this is the correct positioning. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Try... Try two-handing. Therefore... Therefore, fingers required a head. And we're going to use this gesture. Here we go. Try two-handing, therefore fingers required a head. We are immature. Now, Jason, you have introduced me to the concept of the pants grab, but have you considered play to grab? Oh, yes, we go through and cuppeth thine codpiece. You gotta tell the Elden Ring players that... There we go. We're giving only good advice here. And now we're going to talk to the edgelord. Be wary of pathetic sword. Ensha is very pathetic. He wears edgy skeleton armor. He likes to think he's spoopy, but unfortunately he is not spoopy. There's no spooper here. Alright. There we go. Alright. I'm now going to begin the simp quest, and then I'm probably going to call it for the night because I'm getting very tired. And my rambling is starting to get stupider. More stupid than normal, I guess. Bungle. Okay, I'm gonna begin the simp quest, and then I'll probably call it for the night. This is a fun little stream. Put me in a much better mood. Because, yeah, work lately has been really getting under my skin, and it's been really pissing me off lately, so... Every time I come on, I just feel, like, much better about myself. And the fact that I don't have to no longer think about work in the time I'm in here. Well, Adula, I'm not worried about you at all. I could have used Torrent to get here, but I don't care. Alright. The beginnings of the simp quest line. Here we go. My goodness. I needed to stream again today. I can now go to bed in a good mood. Oh yeah. Here we go. We running up.
Oh, I believe it pleaseth a tarnish. I have
No particular reason.
Wilt thou? I am the that I might well.
I'm actually doing this in the wrong order because I want to see if I want to see if what's his face actually has something to say. If he has something to say if I try to talk to him after I sign on to Ronnie's service. If yeah, Rogier is his name. God dang it. I'm terrible with names. Let's see what we got here. Begin the simp quest line. What's up, big dude? Yeah. Yep. I love how in the story of Elden Ring, if you go this route, E.G. always mischaracterizes the Tarnished as like, oh, well, I never thought your service to Ronnie was in the future. Bet you didn't know I was gonna marry your princess either, huh? Bucko. Or the fact that your princess has, like, many husbands because of how time works in Elden Ring. One of many husbando. I also hate Celovus. He's a dick. Dude has a gimp mask, wizard hat. He tried to put on the robes and wizard hat, but he's nowhere near that good. Dude's got a gimp mask. Let's go. The last phases of the simp quest line. And I almost fell off the tower. Alright, yep, you're gonna go to bed. So am I, bae, so am I. So let me put my pull weapon through your hat, and I'm going to go back downstairs. That didn't sound suggestive at all. There we go. And there we go. This is a good place to leave off, and probably tomorrow I'll be playing more MechWarrior. How are my downloads looking? Hold on. For some reason, Steam has been really slow for me. And, oh, they're done. Fantastic. So tomorrow I'm going to be playing Mech Warrior. I may also try and get some mods so that I can really do some ridiculous things. Same time probably, and or probably earlier and or later. Just depends on when I get home. Today was kind of an oddity because I was able to get home a little earlier from work than I would normally be able to, so yeah. Probably. We'll see. Alright, I'm also going to have to look at some of the mods, because maybe throwing some mods in here would be pretty cool. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I'm very tired. Time for me to go to bed. I'm going to dismiss this ad because I'm ending. Twitch, you don't get to throw ads on my stuff if I'm about to end stream, you doofuses. But, yeah. Hell yeah, Jace. Thanks for helping brighten up my evening, dude, because work has been really kicking my ass lately. And I was having kind of a shit day. But I'm now no longer having a shit day, and I'm gonna go to bed now in a better mood. So, thanks y'all so much for watching. If you like what I do, I have 2 YouTube channels now, actually. One where I've started posting shorts now, except I screwed up my first short. It was about... I now have a Bites Corner, where I'm going to be doing, like, small bite-sized... I'm funny. Like, small, bite-sized vids of Battletech lore. So go check out Bites Corner. That's me. When I actually want to do scripted stuff. I kind of screwed up my first short. It's just a 39-second video now. But I'm gonna fix it. But my first scripted video, which is only 39 seconds long, is about the Highlander. Just a little snippet of stuff that I thought was cool, that I think it'd be cool to do. And then I'll gradually work my way down of all of my favorite battle mechs and do like lore on them. But yeah, I now have 2 YouTube channels. One of them's is going to be for my VODs specifically, because I mean, this is where we're at now. And the other one's going to be for more scripted stuff. So yeah. But plugging done. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Likely tomorrow night. I'm tired. So, peace out, guys. Have a good night. And, thanks for always being awesome. And thanks for giving this dumb little robot a chance. Thank y'all. Have a good night.